The first plant that changed my life was a tomato. It was the one fruit that I used to hate. It tasted like cardboard. But when I tasted that tomato was red and was ripe, changed my world. Changed my world because I never tasted anything so good, so sweet. I bought the house in 1985. It was one of several hundred homes that were built in this area to bring the middle class back into the Bronx after, quote, the Bronx was burning. I had an opportunity as a single parent with 2 children to live the American dream. I had this big backyard. Either I could put a lawn on it or I can grow something. Isn't it amazing? In the Bronx. I had no idea about gardening. I didn't have a green thumb. I just said, let me give it a chance. Across the street were supposed to be the identical homes that you see here. But when the developer got to the spot across the street, it was too much bedrock and he left it and it became an empty lot full of garbage. And so immediately my American dream became my American nightmare. I was in my kitchen window one day and I saw a guy with a shovel and a pick. And I went over there and I introduced myself. And I said, what are you doing here? He says, I'm thinking about doing a community garden. And I said, oh, can I help? When it first started, it wasn't so much about food. What it was really was about beautification. It was really taking something that was devastating, ugly, into something that was beautiful. All right, so these are people that pay.
For the garden.
Right. Yes, I need your name. Okay, and your name. It really changed the whole outlook of the community, the feel of the community. It made people stop and stare. Well, look at this beautiful garden. That's why I became a community organizer. So there's like 17 gardens in the Bronx. And so this company asked us to grow these peppers. Yeah. Growing food is more about just growing food. It's about equity and fairness. Right now we're on the Palisades, going north. Some states have no black farmers, and so now, with the help of Black urban growers, we have opened Pandora's box and really bringing race in the conversation around food.
I grew up in Missouri. Oftentimes, I was the only black kid in my entire school. Karen and I were talking about that, and that's when I started realizing, wow, that's why I so often feel kind of uncomfortable going to conferences. There's just not really people who look like me there.
In 2010, we started the first Black Farmers and Urban Gardener Conference, and the title was, What's for Dinner? I was surrounded by a group of young people that came to me and said I made a change in their life. When a person comes up to you and say that does something to you inside, farming and gardening has been defined by us as slavery. We have to try to have that sort of narrative and clear up the matter. There are people who knew how to grow food. Don't be afraid to put your hands in the soil because that's part of who you are. I want people to understand the power that we have in this food system. They have the ability to own their own land, control their own food that is affordable, accessible. All those things we have to talk about when we talk about food in the food system. Because when you understand where your food comes from, it's powerful, it gives you power.